All right, real quick here. Let's get to part two of that little bit I started about you can't bankrupt a casino. You just can't. And I left off before I got called away to some other pressing things. I was talking about the 2%, how Lucis slots, 98%, et cetera, that's what you see on all the signs. Lucis slots in Vegas, Lucis slots in Reno, Lucis slots on the Strip, bragging about being 98.15, 98.2, 97.86, blah, 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 blah. I mean, you look in there, they're pretty specific about the percentages they had on their machines. And I was telling you, man, that's how high the payout is. That's how high the payout is. Holy crap. But listen to what you're saying. What they're telling you, like I said, that for every dollar that goes in, only 98 cents goes back out. It's built into the algorithm. It's built into the programming on the machines. Even before there were computers, a machine you could be set to pay out at a particular amount of time, at a particular rate, and you could set how much it was going to pay out. And even when it paid out those big giant jackpots, it wouldn't pay those out until it taken in enough to cover it, plus 2%. Bottom line, it was unable to do anything different. So you got to be taking the money elsewhere and stealing. Okay, but the point is, okay, what I wanted to flesh out is that 2%. Is what people sometimes don't understand is that 2% pays for everything. The 2% from the slot machines, what used to be called the one-armed bandits, because you had to actually pull a lever on them back in the day. My grandmother loved the one-armed bandits. She always said she did win, but again, I know the numbers. I think she just lied about how much she put in, or she was the lucky one that won while somebody else lost a lot more than just their 2%. But the bottom line is the averages worked out that way. And what people don't realize is there was so much money going in that 2%, that 2 pennies out of every dollar paid for everything. Wages, insurance, benefits, maintenance, hotel room taxes, comps, all the comps that the hotel might give out, all paid for in that 2%. And I mean comp meals, comp flights for whales, all the money they might have to pay out in a given day on baccarat and everything else, all the losses, even if they lost at everything, that 2% still covered their losses. I'm not kidding. The 2% off of the slot machines pays for everything. All the winnings, all the ticket sales to events, all the non-gambling revenue that comes into that joint is all gravy. All of the costs for those things are paid for by that 2%. So that concert tour that goes through that casino, that is pure fucking profit once they cover their costs. There is no investment from the motel. The motel's already paid for all of that on that 2 cents on the dollar. So that's, next time you're in one of those gambling cities and you start seeing 98% payout, 98% this, that means they're telling you the numbers are 2%. 2%, that's all they need to pay for all of it, and they're guaranteeing you're not going away with it. If you were to gamble every day, the same amount every day, 365 days out of the year, same machine, blah, 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 you're coming out with 98 cents on the dollar. It's set up that way. There's no deviation. And again, that 2% pays for the grift as well. Pays for all of the illicit theft that's already going on. That's all paid for in that 2 cents on the dollar too. Okay? The only reason Donald Trump went bankrupt is because somebody was stealing his profits from him on paper. Who knows where the money was really going, whose money it was. He could very well have just been the paper tiger and he got big bankruptcy in return, but I don't know. There's some, like I said, he was handed off from one pimp to another. One money producing whore got handed off from the Italian pimps, mob, to the Russian pimps, mob. And now they've managed to get this fucking former Italian hooker, now Russian hooker, into the presidency of the biggest hooker state in the world. And he's just gripping the fuck out of us. But again, the whole point, you don't bankrupt casinos. That was straight up theft, okay? And he and his backers should have been put in jail back then, just for we're talking Madoff level fucking ludicrous losses kind of thing here. You can't explain it away. They wouldn't have had to dig that deep if they wanted to. And I wish they would have wanted to. We wouldn't be where we are now. I'm sure they would have found somebody else, but perhaps not as craven as Trump. Anyway, this is Barbara Allen giving you the left coast lean out here in Oregon. Part 2 of my thoughts on you can't bankrupt a casino. You have to be stealing from it.